No. Evening, everybody. It's Tuesday evening. It's me and G. Must mean it's football time. We're back with my boy G. How you doing, Italy?
Man, it's been an emotional week.
It's been a week of results. Wow, what a feast of international football, and what a feast of results we got from last week. I mean,
I'm not happy. I'll give you that.
I may have kind of had a bit of a back and forth with you about was it too early for Mancini out when we were 2-0 up?
I still want him out. I don't care about the Sunday game. If we didn't win no matter what, I mean, ooh, nice glass. Let me see that. Look at you. Oh,
fancy. We may have gone out for lunch on Sunday and maybe brought back a bit of glassware from the fancy place.
You do.
That's what pubs are for, right? So Amen. May as well start talking about the Italy-England game. I mean, it was a game. It was one of those cliched games it was definitely a game of two halves. Yeah. England were great in the first half, and then Italy really turned it around and kind of came back in the second half. And it was an odd game of England looked like they were full on it for the first half, and I don't think Italy were quite prepared for the pressing and the getting at you that England kind of came at you with. But in the second half, they stopped doing it and gave Italy the chance to play around and really get into it, and barely got a kick of the ball in the second half. I mean, I think, we were lucky from an England perspective to get out with the win. I thought Italy were going to get the draw in the end, especially when the referee started to get really involved towards the later half of the game. Some very strange decisions about yellow cards, and the red card was an odd one because he gave Trippier a yellow card for time wasting, I think, at a throw-in, literally 30 seconds beforehand, and then suddenly, the second yellow came in straight away. It was weird. To me, it seemed a little odd that he kind of almost wanted to be part of the story. The referee didn't eventually kind of.
Is that what you think? Yeah.
It just felt that way. It just felt like he started to get really niggly and started to give yellow cards for time wasting at throw-ins and pointless little yellow cards that you think, have you got a quota? Do you have to get 6 cards out before you feel like you've had your full day? So that was an odd one, but it was a bit of a nervy ending for England. But 3 points against Italy and then a home one, an easy in effect against Ukraine, which is an emotional day on Sunday watching it, but from a footballing perspective, it wasn't that tight and that close. So, England gets 6 points when I said I'd have been happy with 4. How do you feel Italy went over the 2 games? You've literally just turned yourself into a meme.
Go for it. I love to be a meme. Listen, I'm just depressed. I'm depressed. If it's one of those things where Mancini, he should have been out. He's probably the luckiest manager I've ever seen in my life right now. Besides Moyes. But it's one of those things where what happened?
I've just looked at the score. Sorry. I've just looked at
for what? What happened?
Scotland, Spain
qualifiers, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm all over. Hold on. Breaking
news.
Okay, this is live, right?
Yep.
Holy crap!
That's what I just.
Serious?
Yep. Like what?
What does Scotland have right now? What's their lineup look like?
They have who have they got? A gun, McTominay, McGregor, Andy Robertson.
Hampden Park.
Just must be rocking. Oh, sorry.
Dude, Spain is dominating, though.
Yeah, it's one of those. Spain is dominating, but losing 0-2.
Oh my God, what is
going? Go figure.
I mean, hey, the Euros are special. Listen, Italy was better in the second half. I think we were gonna tie. I really thought we were gonna come back and tie, but I'm just still gonna be honest with you again. When Mancini is gone, that's when Italy will become better. It's not. I mean, Malta. If you lose against Malta, I'm gonna be extremely pissed off. I think everybody's gonna be extremely pissed off.
Yeah, I don't think it's just you, is it? Yeah.
Right. We looked better in that game. Listen, I can't express to you how much I love the young talent. The young talent we have is remarkable. I think we're going to be a really good team in the next few years, but it's got to start with coaching and it's got to start with leadership. And the old guys, I mean, they're good. The old guys are good. I mean, the Juventus players and Inter and Milan, and you can even easy saying some of the Premier League Italians, like, they got some gems, but you shouldn't have subbed out Mourinho. He was balling out.
Yeah, there was some interesting substitutions done. It was game management and what he was doing.
But you should have subbed out Verratti. I don't know. I know he's on my wall and I love him to death, but like he wasn't a factor. But you subbed the wrong guy out, and you subbed up even more guys that were wrong. I don't like his time management skills. I don't like his attitude. I think people are getting more and more frustrated with him. I think the players are checked out. But I think overall, the Malta, I hate to say this, but the Malta game kind of gave him
enough brownie score.
Yeah.
Enough credit. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think England, if England was going to win this game, they needed to play and score like 2 or 3 goals in the first 30 minutes of the game. Then you're good. Then you're good. Then you just got to finish strong, right? It seems like now Italy is just not good in the first half now. And it seems like we keep coming back in the second half. That's what it seems like things are going in the direction right now. But overall, this game pissed me off because honestly, I banked we were going to win 3-0, at least 2 or 3-0. England's got some issues. Italy's got some issues. It was going to come down to who wanted it more and who was going to get the best start, and that was England. You guys didn't play that well in the second half, and that's where we capitalized.
Barely got out of the dressing room, it felt like, yeah.
Yes, and that's where we scored our goal, and it felt like it was leaning towards the tie, but you guys held on. And that's what the story is. What are we going to do going down the line later in the year? Now, I don't even know what to even think about because Mancini is still the coach. He's still the coach. So what is this going to look like later on in the year? Their next game, the qualifying games, is not until June now. We got June, June, and then June again. It looks like it's all of June. And then September. Then we go into September. So you got the first 2 weeks of June, and then we go into September for 2 weeks.
So no change until June. Yeah.
But that's a long period of time. It's a long period of time to see what you got. So
that's the weird thing is there's probably not that many friendlies in between that either. So when did the Italian team get
straight
together?
into the qualifiers? It's straight to the qualifiers.
Yeah. So it's crazy. You don't get a build-up. You don't get a chance to, tinker with who you've got. And it's, as you say, winning against Malta gives Mancini 6 months of doing, 3 months of not doing anything because, hey, his job's still safe for now.
But here's the thing, though. We got the Nations League semifinal in July. Face against Spain. And it's Netherlands versus Croatia on the other side. I can't tell you that I don't feel good about that. I can't tell you that I feel good or bad. I don't know how I feel. I'm going to be honest. I just don't know how I feel. So I'm glad we at least won one game. but
Yeah.
I mean, North Macedonia won 2-1 over them the day when we were playing England. So, I mean, they got some competition, but still, there's going to be a lot of question marks going in between now and June and July and September. And we had a couple injuries too as well that were big factors. And now I just want to see what happens, because this can't go on like this. Mancini has something on the board there. I really do think so. This is just
he's got, he knows somewhere where the body's buried. He's got some dirt on somebody, isn't he? Otherwise he wouldn't be still scrabbling around there. Do we all
I don't like
through
it.
Some of it? You don't like it. You don't like it. Mancini out. I tell you, you need to get that hashtag running. Let's get it up. Do we want to run through some of the other results from the I mean, there's a lot of results to run through. I mean, any highlights, anything catch your eye? I mean, the France-Netherlands game, well, that wasn't close, was it? I
think all the games that I saw was exactly what I predicted, with only a few of them that were like, okay. There were some head scratchers. I mean, Belgium and Sweden. Belgium came out and won. Austria came out and won. Montenegro came out and won against Bulgaria. Slovakia.
Faroe Islands. Hey, the Faroe Islands got a point against Moldova.
I know.
It's like wow.
And also, this proves now that how much I just hate Ronaldo and how much he's just kicking butt still.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Still going. How many goals has he scored now? It's just like stupid amount. Hey, at least we got the Iceland-Portugal. We said that Iceland would spank Liechtenstein, and they got 7-0 to Iceland. And in Portugal, scoring for fun.
What do you think about Croatia and Wales? I'm kind of shocked with this one. This one.
Yeah. Because, Croatia had easily put Turkey to the sword. I think they were 2 or 3-0 winners against Turkey, which I thought, well, I think we had that going maybe the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And then, now that it's bizarre that, Wales, they're beating Turkey now. 2-0. But the Wales, I thought it was a great result for Wales. They were plucky. They kind of stuck at it. Tough place to get a draw. Tough place to get a result.
Yeah.
A team of, I don't want to say unknowns, because there are some, good quality players on the Welsh side, but there's no big names in there. So it's one of those teams that's better as a team than the individuals. It's not like one of those games where you can kind of count the stars on the, 7 stars on that side, and therefore they're going to win because they've got a better team. I think Wales have a really good team, team ethos, and they work really hard for each other. So I think that was a great point for them to get. And I think it's given them the belief that they can emulate the Bale era, without him. I think that they've realized they can mix it with the big boys. They can, get a point against a team like Croatia away from home. So I think it's going to stand them in good stead.
Yeah,
and they're beating Latvia tonight. So
I mean, and then you got oh my gosh, who's Jekko play for again? Bosnia. Bosnia. I mean, 3-0 over Iceland. I'm kind of shocked with that, but I thought it was going to be a tighter game. France and Netherlands kind of shocked me a little bit. Scotland are flying right now.
Yeah, Scotland now looking at, they're having 6 points from 2 games by the looks of it. I mean, they're going to be top of their group.
I mean, good for Turkey.
Yeah. What about the game earlier? Georgia-Norway.
Who?
Well, Georgia drew 1-1 with Norway.
Yeah, that's shocking to me.
That's a bit of a surprise as well. So, I mean, I guess Haaland wasn't playing again. So,
is he injured?
Yeah, he was injured for the Spain game. So I'm guessing and assuming he was also injured for that game, because that means Norway have only got the point out of their first 2 games. They could be struggling there if they don't, come together, especially with Scotland flying high. So that's going to be, there's some interesting results and tables and everything that would be worth looking at now. Scotland 6 points, France have got 6, England have got 6 points. Yeah,
I'm going to be honest, though. I'm looking at Group B, and I'm like, dang, Greece is flying now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ukraine. I'm shocked Ukraine
they look poor.
They look poor as they were. Not surprised with Turkey. I thought they were going to at least be like 1-1 or 0-2. Czech, though, good for Czech. Good for the Czech Republic. Austria, good for them. Sweden, wow. Belgium, wow. I mean, that's going to be some teams to look out for. Serbia, 2-0, good for them. Slovenia, Switzerland, Portugal are flying high. Slovakia. I mean, dang.
Well, it's teams at the top of those groups that you were like, really? Wow. It's early. I mean, it is early. There's still quite a few games to play.
But it's a good start. It's a good start for both teams.
It's not the usual sort of suspects at the top. There's a chance of a bit of a mix-up and a bit of a surprise and a shock coming. But, there's a couple of teams there you look at could be in trouble there. You're looking at, as you say, Group B is like, there's a few teams there in trouble already. Netherlands and the Republic, Scotland flying high in Group A, putting Norway under a bit of pressure.
Serbia looks like they're going to be a sneaky good team, though. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, they look like they might sail through that. Well, they're going to sail through that group now, looking at that, who they've got. So, yeah.
I mean, Vlahojevic, when he's leading the way, from Juve. I mean,
yeah. They know their stuff. They know what they're about, don't they?
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens down the line. I'm curious to see what their attitudes are going to be like after their seasons. And then
and that's where it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's like, this is all great now, but then when it all kicks back in again, once you get back to the grind of the season and everything else, and by the end of it, who's going to have the fresh legs? You've had a World Cup, you've had a full season, you've had all of that.
Right.
By the time June comes around, most people are going to just be like, "Oh, I just need a break," and I've got to go play for got to go play for your national team again. It could be interesting that time round.
I agree. I 100% agree. Last thing I want to say about Italy is the young talent came out to play, but if Mancini is going to continue to be the boss, it's just going to continue to be a disaster, and then we got to sack him. But I love the young talent that we have.
Yeah, as I agree. Your talent, you've got a strong talent pool, and they've got to come through and be given the chance. But as you said, coaching needs to be there to support them. From an England perspective, Harry Kane does it again.
Congrats.
Congratulations to Harry Kane. Record goal scorer, records breaking, just everywhere he goes, he breaks records.
Right.
So congrats to him. That's an achievement that will take a while to get beaten, because he has run through the goals for England. So fair play to him. Interesting conversation towards the end of the Ukraine game over here was, okay, Harry Kane, does he leave Tottenham? Now that Conte's gone, and we're going to get on to Conte, Tottenham and everything else, does Harry Kane leave Tottenham to get trophies? Because he's got the records, he's got goal score, he's best goal scorer in England, best goal scorer at Tottenham, but he doesn't have any silverware. Is it time for him to go and fill his medals and get his cabinet and his trophy cabinet full of some silverware, because he deserves it? Is he going to get it with Tottenham?
Kane has potential to be the best England player of all time if he gets trophies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's already got all the records with England and Tottenham. I don't think that anyone's going to beat that record for a while. I think someone will eventually, but right now, Kane is just flying high on the international level, and you can even say in club level. But Kane's just going to be very interesting to watch this summer, because if he stays with Tottenham, I think it's going to be a very big mistake. Not only that, just like Ward Promes, as I keep bringing up, if he stays with Southampton, it's going to be a very big mistake. These players are very good, and I think they deserve trophies and silverware. But I think if Kane wants to follow Bale, maybe Real Madrid, or maybe go to Manchester United. I know they're in. I don't think Wingerhorst is going to be there very long. I think he's just alone, and that's gone. Then they can fill that void. I mean, he's got a great rapport with them. He's been linked to them many times. I can't see him going to Arsenal, Chelsea, or Man City. I think the best place for Kane to go to, in my personal opinion, is Manchester United.
Yeah, if he stays in the UK, it's Man United. I can't see him going anywhere else. You say Haaland, he's not going to displace Haaland at City. City were in for him. There was lots of talk of City getting Kane 2 seasons ago or a season and a half ago. They've got Haaland now. They don't need another tall, big centre forward. So why would they go for Kane now? United need somebody, or does he just, in the nicest possible way, does he take the guaranteed trophy route and go to Barcelona or go to Real Madrid, where he's going to be fighting for trophies, he's going to be fighting for the big cups and stuff like that. I'd have no qualms with him going, look, that's it, one big contract at Real, 4 or 5 years, gets his money, goes lives in Spain, gets his trophies, because, as you say, he's done his time, he's gone through the ranks, he's got the records, he's got everything apart from winners' medals. Go and get some trophies, Harry. Then we can start to put you in that category of greatest player ever. But without a Champions League or without anything like that, he's never going to get that level of recognition, I think.
No, he's not. I can't remember an English player my whole childhood, and not only in my middle 20s and even my teenage years, than Harry Kane. Harry Kane was so exciting along with Wayne Rooney. I mean, it was them together, and even when Dele Alli was good, when Lingard was good, there was a lot, even Rashford being there too with Sterling. There's a lot of great pieces there. And now you guys have a chance now to really make some noise. Yeah. In not only England, but Harry Kane, if he continues to play at a high level, that'll for the rest of your year in the Euro qualifiers, that's gonna be big time, because then Kane knows how to fight for trophies.
Yeah, that's it. He's been in and around, and he knows he can win stuff. So it's from a Tottenham perspective, they probably hate it, and they wouldn't want him to go because one of their own and all that sort of stuff. But from a purely selfish perspective, you've got to think for Harry Kane and go and get some trophies. Guaranteed trophies, or at least guaranteed playing for cups and trophies if he goes to Spain with Real Madrid. So, where else would he go? He could go to Germany, he could go to France, but I think Real Madrid might come calling, and he might be hard pressed to turn down the move to another team in white.
I know there's you still got Benzema, you still got Vinicius Jr. You totally see him going to Manchester United and be in the center role.
I think I lost you, buddy. Yep. Some technical issues going on there. I think you're right. Harry Kane's got some decisions to make. Start to run through some of the Premier League, looking forward, looking ahead to next weekend. Some big games coming up in the Premier League this weekend. Just wait for the back. But we'll start looking at the early kickoff. I mean, that's what a game to start off. City flying high. Liverpool definitely in a turbulent, shall we say, a turbulent time, early kickoff, time to get a chance for England, a chance for Liverpool to probably make a statement if they're going to, bounce back from their loss against Bournemouth, chance to get back into potentially the Man City, the Man United. Against United we put 7. Doubt we'll put 7 against City, but it's a game where they're always going to be up for, and they have to be up for, because they're still an outside chance of top 4. So do they play for it? They have to go for it. Injuries, concerns, maybe at least Henderson got some minutes against Ukraine, so that's better. But it's going to be a great game to start the weekend off. Probably a bias, and obviously going to say it's going to be a 2-1 win to Liverpool, because that's inevitably going to happen because of my Liverpool favouritism. So I'm going to just favour the Reds on that. But what a great start the weekend off. I've got to say, Arsenal against Leeds is probably going to be an easy 3-0 win. I know Leeds are battling for their Premier League lives. They're kind of eking away from the relegation zone. But I think Arsenal are just going to be way too strong. Arsenal are in too good form right now to slip up against a team like Leeds. This game, I don't know. Fulham are in a bit of a funk. Bournemouth battling hard, getting a few wins and a few draws here and there. I do expect probably Fulham to just be a little bit too strong, but I could easily see Bournemouth at home really giving them a good game. And, if Fulham don't really fire, then there's a chance here for Bournemouth to really cause an upset down the bottom of the table. Brighton, Brentford, 7v8. If anybody had said that this would have been a, second half of the season, a top 10 game, I don't think anybody would have believed you. But here we are with 7th versus 8th. I think probably on merit, I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. Not much to choose between the two teams. Maybe being at home might give Brighton a slight advantage, but not by much, I can't imagine. Crystal Palace with their new old manager, shall we say, Roy Hodgson back at the helm. They're probably going to be defensively tight. They're going to be, compact. They're going to make it difficult for Leicester to break them down, but I don't really foresee them having much going forward and much of a bite. And I think Leicester, I could easily see this just dribbling out to a 0-0 draw, actually. Palace will probably be happy with the draw because it'll kind of right the ship a little bit and steady it. But now that Roy's back at the helm, but Leicester kind of do really need a win, but I just don't see it. I just don't see Leicester finding their feet unless Maddison, after playing for England, comes back in and, fires everything up and uses the fact that he's just played for England and played well for England to kind of inspire Leicester to something. But I can see that just fizzling out to nothing. Forest and Wolves. Two teams again, which are, Wolves are on a sneaky bad run. But I think they, again, easily go just Wolves to just edge this, but could easily just go 1-1. Could easily be a draw this one. I think our boy's back. Yes, no, maybe, kind of. You are. Oh, sounds like you're dialing in from the TARDIS there, buddy. Nope, he's gone again. Stamford Bridge. This could be a biggie. Chelsea struggling. Chelsea still not kind of firing on all cylinders. Got a bit of an uplift from the Champions League, but here they go back at 10th against 11th. A big win. I think Chelsea might just eke this. Aston Villa's away form's not great. I think it's going to be probably a home win, which will cheer up Matty and cheer up. Might be enough to keep Potter in a job for a while, which is not going to cheer him up, but that might just be it. This is a huge game. I'm wondering if we wait for Italy to try and dial back in again. But my goodness, West Ham, Southampton, bottom of the table. Cliched as much as you like, but this is like a huge 6-pointer. Team that win this might feel they have a chance to get out of there. If West Ham take this one, then it does push them clear. Make sure, pushes Southampton really in the mire. If Southampton lose this, I see them, that'll be them. They'll be gone because they'll have played 2 games more than West Ham. They'll be about 4 or 5 points off of that, and that will really almost kind of sink the ship in Southampton. So this is a massive game for West Ham. This is a huge game for Southampton. The fact it's at home for West Ham is probably a really good plus point. As we just talked about, some of the young guys, some of the Italian players are coming back after a bit of a positive win against Malta, bit of an international break. So hopefully the team come back firing. I see this being probably a 2-0 win for West Ham, which will really kind of should be used as a springboard to lead them up that table and get them out of that relegation positions. Hopefully, maybe, with a fair wind and everything else going in their direction, they might even get up to somewhere like Everton side, maybe leapfrog up to 14th or 15th if all the results go their way. So this could be massive. Newcastle against Man United. What a game! What a couple of games they have this, and this is at St James's. So the St James's part is just going to be absolutely heaving for this game. I'm going to suggest that Newcastle, after that sort of horrible dip in form, have kind of turned the corner, and I foresee them kind of really coming out and giving Man United a proper going over almost. I want to say, because I've got a feeling that Man United are still a little soft underneath. And if a team gets at them, and I can foresee Newcastle really getting at them, I can see them kind of just giving up again. Won't be humiliating like before, but I think the soft underbelly of United has been exposed, and teams just need to get after them, and I think that will be the only way forward. Battle of the interim managers at Goodison Park. John Dyche obviously turning things around at Everton. 5 points from the last 3 games. Kind of made things look a little rosier on the blue side of Stanley Park against Tottenham, who are travelling to Liverpool with a interim manager, with Antonio Conte leaving by mutual consent. I think it was inevitable he was going to go after his outbursts and saying, calling the team out for their professionalism and not really wanting to play and whatever else. There was no way he was going to be the manager after the international break. So it'll be really interesting to see what Tottenham squad turns up, how they come out. Do they rely on Harry Kane, as we just mentioned, to get them the goals up front because everything else is a bit disjointed? Or is the lack of the manager, or is the manager maybe going to make Tottenham feel freer again? I mean, I know they've previously, when he was injured, when Conte was in hospital with illness and whatever else, they played reasonably well under, I think it's Scalini. Apologies if that's not the assistant manager's name. So, maybe they'll be fine. Maybe Tottenham will just roll into Stanley Park and turn over Everton team who are on the up, but, they're not that good. And, they did get a great draw against Chelsea, but, I still foresee, I think Tottenham are just a little bit stronger than Chelsea. But again, with all the turmoil that's going on, this could easily flip around and be 2-1 at home win, or just a 1-1 draw. And then looks like Bournemouth get a double whammy. A tough game, a bit of a South Coast rivalry there. I think that's probably going to be a game too far for Bournemouth, and I think Brighton will probably come down and show them the difference in the gulf in class between the two teams. Bournemouth languishing down in 19th, maybe 19th, 20th even by this point. Brighton flying high in 7th, so I think we'll probably foresee this as an away win. Looks like maybe my boy's back again. Is he back?
You see me?
I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yeah, it's still a little broken up though. Yep. Let's try this one. Yeah, your phone looks fine. Oh, now it's frozen. This is kind of like me yesterday. I was supposed to do an F1 show for Let's Talk Sport and totally and utterly died. Hey, that looks. There you go. I had a blue screen of death last night. I had to cancel my F1 show. So yeah, I appreciate the technical difficulties. I'm going to roll back up to the big game.
Okay.
West Ham, Southampton. Obviously, huge 6-pointer in the Premier League. If West Ham win, you're at home, so the plus points are you're at home. Your guys have had a bit of a break from the internationals. If you win there, I think you sink Southampton. I think that's Southampton done. So I think it's got to be a win. It's got to be a game that West Ham go out and win. I've got you down winning 2-0. I think I know you're probably feeling confident enough that you should take that win. But how do you feel?
Oh yeah, if we don't win, I have a lot of questions. I have so many questions. Not only that, who's the game before Aston Villa and
Chelsea?
Chelsea. Oh, well, yeah. Chelsea should win, but you never know, right?
That's exactly what I said. It's one of those games where you think they'd win because it's at Stamford Bridge and they're probably just going to be strong enough for Aston Villa. But, who knows with that one? Yeah. But yeah, I just thought the West Ham game was just too good to not go. You hear what you've got to say about it.
You know what? Everyone's coming off a good international break. I think this is going to be really good for us, and I think we're going to bounce back. And I really hope it's going to be against Southampton. I think everything about the international break was good for West Ham players, and I really hope that we can get back 100% needed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you can use this as a springboard. You get this result against Southampton, you jump up 2 or 3 spots in the league, you clear that bottom 3, you feel better, everybody feels better about yourselves, and I think you'll end up this could be the turning point. This could be when you turn it around and start to move back up to where you should be, maybe catching up with somebody like Leeds, maybe overtaking Wolves and Palace. I don't think those are out of the realms of possibility for you as long as you get a couple of wins, and this is where it starts for West Ham, I think.
I agree. I hope. We can only hope.
Yeah, we can only hope. I see Newcastle at home to Man United. I've got Newcastle winning that. I just think, as I said, just before you jump back on, the soft underbelly of Man United was exposed by Liverpool, and teams know it's there. So I think Newcastle, if they get after Man United at home with a raucous crowd in Newcastle, I think they could actually. I think the United boys could suddenly, shrink under the pressure.
Man, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm also.
I don't know how I feel about. I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay.
I think I'm back and forth with it. I don't see Newcastle doing anything, but they did win their last 2. But yeah. I understand that. So.
And there's a bit of revenge. There's a revenge in here from the Carabao Cup, so it might be out to prove a point. Everton, Tottenham, again, could be a weird game, this one, because Tottenham don't have a manager. Right. Sean Dyche has kind of turned things around at Everton, but Harry Kane is flying, so will that be enough for Tottenham to kind of see their way through this? I think so, but it'll be interesting to see how Tottenham come out and play this game.
I agree. I think it's going to be a lot of indecisive. What's going to happen with either one of them?
Yeah.
I think Tottenham has the upper edge just because they're Tottenham, but Everton, they always play well against big teams. So.
Yeah, and Sean Dyche does what Sean Dyche does. He sets the team up really well to be good and strong at defending. So I could easily see this being a 1-1 draw or the other way round and Everton stealing it 2-1. Who knows? I got Bournemouth. I got Brighton, South Coast rivalry, but I got Brighton being a little bit too strong for Bournemouth here. The league doesn't lie. Brighton are 7th, Bournemouth are 19th. It's gonna play out here and probably 2-1, maybe even 3-1 Brighton. I can foresee this one going.
Yeah, Brighton. Yeah, I agree.
And again, talking about a bit of a relegation dogfight, Leeds and Nottingham Forest, neither of the team are going to be out of the running here. This could be, again, another similar sort of West Ham, Southampton. The winner of this probably makes themselves comfortable, makes themselves feel a little more at ease, maybe pushes themselves up the table. I just don't know who's going to win it. It's at home, so you may favour Leeds slightly, but who knows? What are your feelings? Good to know. I'm gonna just edge the team in white on this one. I think I just give it to Leeds because it's at home. Leicester Villa, I get local derby. Maybe Maddison after his England games might be enough here at home to just kind of eke it out. But again, Leicester just seem to be really struggling to click as a team, so I don't foresee this one. And then Liverpool's got a nice easy trip to Stamford Bridge after their trip to City Ground Saturday morning, Tuesday evening at Chelsea. I'm going to sit on the fence of this one, probably a 1-1 draw. Neither team is flying. Neither team's doing great. Neither team want to lose. Neither team will probably want to win too much and risk too much. So this is probably going to just play out as one of those 1-1 kind of good games to watch, but not much benefit to either team. And then United after I'd say United after losing to Newcastle are going to want to make sure and make a point at home. Unfortunately, Brentford, I can see you being on the end of a bit of a painful travel up to Old Trafford. And then West Ham, you might do well against Southampton, but I think you're going to struggle against Newcastle, I'm afraid. I got a feeling Newcastle might come down and just steal all the points here, maybe just on the end, but it won't be as easy. But I just think Newcastle is going to have just a little bit too much quality to kind of steal the points off of West Ham. But as I say, if you've managed to beat Southampton, probably going to be feeling quite okay about that. And that's the roundup from this week. And looking ahead to the weekend, it looks like we've lost Gino. So I'm going to wrap this up because otherwise I'm talking to myself and that just sounds weird. And so stay tuned to Let's Talk Sport. Check out Dan's show on the Sunday where he's doing his leukemia research. And come back next week when we'll review these results and we'll catch up and hopefully have the team back fully fit, fully healthy, and we'll get all of the boys back and we'll talk football. Until then, this is Let's Talk Sport and this is Let the Mayhem Begin. Happy birthday, Bodkins.